Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. We give you glory. 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 Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. We give you glory. 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 Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. We bless the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jesus. Afternoon, afternoon, everyone. Once again, we thank you all and we welcome you once again. We are Lena's Church, Embu, where we say that we are 100% kings and 100% worshippers. Once again, we are coming to you as we promised earlier that we shall be dealing with insecurity in relationship. Together with me today, we are privileged to have our senior pastor, who is a man of God, and he is resourceful and he has the wisdom by the grace of God to deal with some of these issues concerning relationship and many other things. Now, what you will do for us, I would just request you to like our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, I would encourage you that you share this video. Let us reach many people as possible. Let us learn about insecurities that are there in relationship today. This is a very crucial topic that everybody everywhere would like to hear and to participate in. Once again, I want to remind you all that you need to channel your question to us, and we are going to answer that question here, and we want to hope that the Lord is going to bless us. So as I want to welcome you, all of you where you are watching us, thank you, Apostle Gideon. I can see you that you are tuned in and you are together with us. May the Lord bless you so much. Thank you, Moremi, Moreidi. We are here now so that we can be able to address some of these issues. Before we go on, I want to welcome my guest today, who is our senior pastor, John Mokundi, so that he can say hi to us, and he can actually say who he is to us, and he will make sure that you know who he is. Thank you, Zakaria Joseph, for joining us. So welcome, sir, in this wonderful session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bwana Karani. I really appreciate God because of yet again giving us an opportunity also to discuss very important things.
Yes.
And the things that we are about to discuss, I know they will assist us in one way or another. As a government,
Yes.
they will assist us. As a church, they will assist us. In marriages, they will assist us. And everything else, I know it will become beneficial to us.
Thank you very much.
I am very sure that we are going to be blessed by God, even as we share these very common topics that God will enable us to do.
Thank you very much, even for your time, sir, and for coming well equipped for this wonderful session. I know that you have a lot that you are prepared for these wonderful people who are following us. I want to remind you that keep on sending your question. Always ask anything concerning relationship. But before that, sir, I understand that you are a man of God. Apart from being a man of God, you are also in government. That is to say that there are some of the things that you do in our government today. And earlier we had saying about mentioning something concerning government and the church today. And I would like you to mention something brief before we start talking about the issue of relationship. So, what is the relationship between the government and the church?
Now, if you realize
Yes.
that before God created the church
Yes, sir.
or built the church,
Yeah.
there are several things that he had to put in place first.
Yes.
One of the thing that he had to put in place first was the family.
Yeah.
Remember, that is what God created first. He created Adam and Eve.
So that is the family.
That is the first thing.
Okay.
So first thing, family. Now the second thing,
Yeah.
what God did was to establish a government.
Establishment of the government came even fast. Second. Came
It
second.
came second.
Okay.
It came second. That is when he began things like installing kings in each Israel.
Yeah.
That simply means that God is the institutor of governments.
Okay.
So he is the person that is in charge of government.
Yeah.
And that is why it is important that we do government and we handle issues regarding government the best way.
Okay, thank you. You have talked about that the establishment that God established various things. So the first thing you have talked about the family. The second thing you have talked about the government. So how is the relationship between the church and the government now, especially this time we have this pandemic of COVID-19? We have seen people in social media, many of them are condemning the church, others are condemning the government. They should not do this, they should not do this. So could you please tell us the relationship between the two and try to expound to our viewer concerning this relationship between the church and the government?
Yeah, the relationship between the church and the government is that there is no authority and
Yeah.
there is no power
Yes.
except that which comes from God.
Yeah.
And therefore there is nothing. That is Romans chapter 13 verse number 1. That simply means there is nothing here on earth that can stand as a government without God being involved. And therefore it is the government that is usually it is the government that carries the power, but the source of power is God. That simply tells me that the church plays a very important role in the sense that it is the one that should institute leaders.
Yes.
It is the one that should be praying for the leaders. It is the one that should demote those leaders that are not working well.
Yeah.
Because church should not be in government.
Yes.
Church is higher than government. Church is an authority.
Yes.
It should be higher than the government. And that is why it is very, very important that we know the place of church. In fact, even when God is talking about receiving taxes,
Yes.
he says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. That means the earthly government, we should pay tax. But give to God what belongs to God.
Yes.
That simply means the church is also an authority, just the same way as the government. Church and government church is a little bit higher than the government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I have heard that the church is the authority.
Yes.
So the church institutes authority.
Yes.
Whereas the government, now the church should also adhere to what the government is saying. Because according to you, we are hearing that there is no authority other than which is established by God himself.
Yes.
So when we have people criticizing, the church itself criticizing the government, what could really be wrong with that issue that the church is coming up blazing and against the government. Yet the Bible says clearly that there is no authority other than which comes from the Lord. I also want to recognize Martha. Thank you for joining us. Continue sharing this. Just stick there. We have good package for us. So what can you say when church now lays against the government, sir?
Now, the church should actually be the one that is correcting the government.
So the one should be correcting.
Yes,
So
the
not-
church
it's
should
not-
criticize, should see things that are wrong in the government.
Yeah.
And I remember during the time of our third president,
Yes.
His Excellency Emilio Mwai Kibaki.
Yes, sir.
There was a time he said that he is waiting for the church leader to talk and to criticize the government.
Wow.
So
That's
the
good.
government should hear us.
Yes.
The governors, the people that are in authority, the MPs, the people that are actually CSs,
Yes.
they should actually not be listening to the voice of the church. They should actually be listening to what men and women of God are saying.
Yes.
Failure to listen to what the men and women of God are saying
Yes.
will actually result into a serious issue. It will actually result into a dysfunction of this particular government.
Wow. Now, before we come to the conclusion of the issue concerning church and government and start tackling our key issue here, I would also like to ask this. And it looks as if that the church has failed. To some extent, there is a way that the church seems to have failed. And concerning a time like this, we have a pandemic of COVID-19, and people are asking where can we get the solution and all those things.
It is only the church that can tell the world
Thank you
the
very much
solution.
for that insight concerning the role of the church and what the church should be doing. My viewer, wherever you are, we are still reminding you to ensure that you write your question and then also share our video today and let it reach as many people as possible. It is good that we educate each other. It is good that we have a resourceful man of God here with me so that he can be able to teach us on some of the things that are really affecting the body of Christ, that are really affecting people in this nation. Thank you because of that insightful one, sir. And now we want to, I would like us now to tackle the real thing, the real matter today. And the real matter here is insecurity in relationship. And we are giving a reference of the word of God from the book of Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 and verse number 16. That the Bible says that seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read no one. And no one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and has his spirit it hath gathered them. That is what the word of God says. That the word of God says that none of you shall lack a mate. And that is why today, Lena's Church Embo, here we are discussing insecurity in relationship. I want to believe my viewer, you are the best person to hear this. And I want to welcome once again the man of God. First, tell us what insecurity means, so that we can be able to continue. Welcome once again, sir.
Now, thank you so much because of yet again giving me an opportunity. We handle insecurity in relationship.
Yes.
I know it is very, very important as you have quoted the word of God. You have quoted it in Isaiah 34 verse 16, which is our key anchor, which I believe that many of us are also seeing as it is displayed on the screen.
Yes.
And I know that insecurity will always be something of importance as far as what we are talking is concerned.
Yes, sir.
So insecurity simply means a feeling whereby somebody feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There is a certain level where somebody feels very uncomfortable with the other person.
Yeah, with
just
your partner.
with your partner.
Yeah.
which you have a relationship with, and you feel like you have that uncertainty that you could actually lose him because or her because of a certain behavior.
Uh-huh.
You feel like I am not very comfortable the way he is moving. I am not very okay.
Yes.
I am feeling endangered. I can lose this particular person just because of the things that are transpiring or the things that I am seeing them work in that other person's life.
Yes.
That, in a nutshell, is what I would call insecurity,
Wow.
where you see like your partner can go with another person
Yeah.
just because you are not very well grounded.
Yes.
You are not very well grounded.
So you feel as if somebody can just come and grab your partner and go away with that person.
Yes.
I want to also welcome Joel Kamoto for joining us. Also feel blessed. We have even people sending their question. Thank you, Amon Langat. He is asking how does insecurity ruin relationship. We shall come to that. Stick with us, and I am very sure that the man of God is going to handle that. So I would also, please, can you clarify this aspect of insecurity? Feeling that my partner can go with another person who is better than I am?
Yes, sometimes it comes because the partner that you have, the party that you are in relationship with,
Yes.
could be as your girlfriend, could be as your boyfriend, could be as your wife, could be as your husband,
Yeah.
could be you are in friendship or so. Now that particular kind of a person perhaps sees like you are attracted to other people that look like they are better than you are. Now, every time they see like you are attracted to other people that look like they are better than you are, then what happens than she is
Yes.
or he is,
Yeah.
that simply means and would cause a point whereby they will feel like they are insecure.
Thank you. Before we continue,
Yeah.
talking about this issue of insecurity. So it means that insecurity can be either way. Anybody can be insecure. That is to say, a man in a relationship can be insecure, saying, oh, my partner can go with another man who is a bit wealthier than I am. Or a lady also can be insecure when he says that my man can go with another. So insecurity, it can be either way. So we are saying that whatever we are saying that insecurity is you are not comfortable. There's something you are fearing that, oh, my partner will go with another person, and that is what we are dealing with. So we want also to examine some of the sources, because now if we are talking about insecurity, what are some of the sources? Thank you for them. That Nixon, thank you for joining us. Channel there, just continue that. Send your question, we shall be able to tackle it. There are many questions that are coming. What are some of the signs of insecurity in relationship? We are going also to deal with that. I know the man of God is well prepared here. So, sir, yes. Let's first. The man of God want to tackle this question that says, how does insecurity ruin relationship? So let us hear that.
Now, insecurity is a very serious thing, and it actually ruins the relationship a lot, and it ruins the relationship in this way. Number one, insecurity ruins what we call trust.
Trust.
And because it ruins trust, there is no relationship that can stand if there is no trust.
Okay.
Even when you are signing contracts, I know
Yes.
you are a teacher of law.
Yeah.
You know for sure that when you are signing contract
yeah.
and trust is not there, the two parties cannot move forward.
Sure.
So every place we have a relationship between two people,
Yes.
then one very important thing that should be there is trust.
Yes.
Now the second thing that it hinders, it ruins,
Yes.
it is actually, it can cause divorce for those people that are married,
Yeah.
and separation. Now I keep on saying that there is a difference between those two terms.
Yes.
They say divorce and separation. When we talk about divorce, we are talking about legal separation.
Legal separation.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we talk about separation, it is simply separation.
It's just
And
moving you
it is
away
just
and the other
moving,
one
you
moving.
separate,
Yes.
you part ways.
Okay.
And therefore, also this particular issue of insecurity can bring about divorce and separation.
Yes.
And that is why it is very, very important that we ask ourselves, then is whatever insecurity that we have bringing some kind of insecurity that will cause us to divorce and separate. And the third thing,
Yes.
I have ever heard somebody.
Yes.
I speak from experience. I do not like teaching people theory.
Yeah, it is
Now
always good.
there is somebody I know.
Yes.
They have already separated. They have already divorced.
Divorce not separated.
They separated and divorced.
Okay.
So
Yes.
you cannot divorce without separation.
Yeah.
So what happens is that they divorced in a court of law simply because the wife was actually fearing that the husband was having some extramarital affairs.
Yes.
And because the husband felt like the wife felt like they were having an extramarital affair, so the wife now decided to revenge. She is saying now that you are going out, I'll also
need to
go
go
out. And in the process, what happened
Yes.
is that the husband now knew. And you know, men are more jealous than women. Now, people say
was
the
not
other
aware
way.
about that. I was
People
not
say
aware
the
about
other
that.
way.
I thought the ladies are more they have
Jealous.
jealous more than we do.
No.
But this is a new thing. I'm running.
Men
something- yes.
usually are more jealous than women.
Yeah.
Men are more jealous than men.
Yes.
And that is why what happens is that that girl decided actually to do away.
Yes.
Or they decided to that man decided to call it quit, and that marriage ended.
Because of insecurity.
Now that
That
insecurity brought unfaithfulness. That is another thing that is very, very important. That it brought unfaithfulness in marriage.
Yes.
It brought unfaithfulness in marriage.
Somebody was asking how can insecurity ruin it can ruin the relationship, and we have been told several things here which are very, very interesting. That nobody wakes up and says that I want to separate. Nobody wakes up and says that I want to divorce, but it starts from the point of insecurity. I am seeing my friends here. Thank you, Pastor Paul Giro, for joining us. Sit down, let's talk. Thank you, Frederick Murubi, for joining us. Questions are coming, and we need to bring them out. There are people asking what triggers insecurity. What are some of these causes that makes the insecurity to emerge? What are some of these things?
Now, you realize that many a times what happens in security is actually brought about by several things. One of the things that brings insecurity
Yes,
is to find a relationship that is void of trust. If you enter into a relationship and you exclude trust in it,
Yes.
there will always be insecurity. And therefore, one of the triggers of insecurity, so that we can answer the person who is asking that question,
Yes.
it is actually when relationships are not founded on trust.
Yes.
And the second thing that actually brings insecurity is past relationships.
Past relationship.
Past relationships.
And everybody is a culprit of this.
Now 98%
Percent of the people who are watching us,
of the people that are watching us,
yes, they are.
we can comfortably tell you
Yes.
that you are a victim. You are a victim because you have ever had a past relationship.
And we are telling them.
And that past relationship,
Yes.
actually, what happens is that, when you're in a past relationship, you tend to leave that relationship.
You leave the relationship.
So that you can engage now in the current relationship.
Yes.
Now, obviously,
Yes.
the other person will be feeling threatened by the
other
relationship that
relationship.
you had.
Oh.
And therefore, what happens is that one would cause It would cause a trigger. It would trigger insecurity.
Well, past relationship.
Past relationship.
Because there is the aspect of comparison.
There is an element of comparison, and that one is is what economists would call
Yes.
the second best alternative.
Okay, I now get you. So when you talk about the past relationship,
Yes.
here comes a person coming from another relationship,
Yes.
and then he is now in a new relationship.
Yes.
Then he is trying to compare
Yeah.
that is this Wanjiko better than the jockey who was there?
Yes.
Is this Kamau better than this person?
Is Achieng better than
Okay.
Nasimiu?
Wow. What else can trigger this issue of insecurity in relationships? Sir?
Another thing that can trigger the issue of insecurity is actually past experiences.
Experience.
Past experiences could be you have ever been in a relationship, and what happened is that that person you have ever been in you have been in a relationship, that relationship did not end up well, and because they didn't end up well, so what do you think will happen? Every time you get into a relationship, you will be thinking it will end the same way.
Okay.
So what happens is that when you get into such a relationship, it becomes a problem because of those past experiences. Could be somebody just left you, madarau,
Yes.
and just went away.
Yeah.
So what happens is that you'll be thinking, every time you see some indicators of such kind of a thing, you'll be thinking that it is madarau. I was talking to another girl another day.
Yes, sir.
And you know that girl told me a very important key.
Yes.
She said, I think I will not get into a relationship
Again.
because all men are born of the same mother.
Oh my
so you
goodness.
can be sure
Yes.
that sometimes we because of that, she thinks that all men
men.
are the same. Haven't you seen even on Facebook pages where men are actually told that all men, you find a lady saying all men are dogs or all men are trash or
Because of past experience.
because of past experience. I have also a man who
Yes.
told me that I know as we talk, women, I cannot spend on women. I cannot trust women. I don't trust them completely. Just because of one relationship. It is called the effect of past relationships.
We are talking about something that is very, very important here.
Yeah.
Something that majority of the people have been affected by it. There are so many people who are watching us. Men, I have heard that all men are born of one mother. I don't know. You see how our lady are seeing us, men, because of the issue of insecurity in relationship. I know that there is somebody who has ever been affected by a past experience. And now, sir, there are so many people who are saying, no, I will not enter into this relationship because of what I experienced from the other one. The experience is the same, just as you are telling us. Now, how can we be able to heal this heart? How can we be able to help a lady who is watching us in Zambia concerning this kind of an issue when it happens, that you have been dealing with past, something that happened in the past and it's still amounting and affecting you, that you cannot be able to move on in a new relationship?
What requires to be done as far as this one is concerned is actually the issue of trust.
Trust.
And number two, the issue of forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
You have to sit down and say that I am going to forgive this person that did that. And once you forgive that person, you will definitely assume and you definitely know that any other person will not repeat the same mistake again.
Okay.
So deep down inside of your heart, you have also to accept it.
Yes.
You need to keep on accepting and accepting and accepting and knowing that, now that it happened with one, it doesn't mean that it will happen with all of them.
That is true.
That is why it is very, very important also that we keep on forgiving and we keep on accepting and we keep on building trust with the people that we have.
So the first thing, my viewer, wherever you are watching us, if you have ever been affected by past experience, and I know majority of us, Even us who are seated here, we have our past experience that you proposed to somebody, you are in a certain relationship, and along the way, the lady looks at you and tells you, or a gent, in fact, this is what men tells ladies, that mi hata sijui nilikuwa ninaona nini nikikuona, sijui nilikuwa nimeangalia. Please, them that are watching us, avoid that. It is not good. It is very humiliating. It is heartbreaking. And therefore, if you have ever been affected by the past experience, we are simply receiving this counsel from the man of God. He is saying the first thing we place on trust. That trust is something that it is like the backbone of every relationship. And he also tells us we embrace forgiveness so that we can be able to move on and on. So I want to thank you. You are keeping on sending your question, and we are handling some of these questions. Someone Molady is asking, suppose you trust your partner, but you feel the way he or she is moving is causing insecurity to relationship. How are you supposed to handle that?
You are supposed to confront that person and you
Confronting.
iron it out.
You just go and address the person.
You address the issue.
Be open.
Yeah, be open, talk it out. If you do not talk it out, it will stay inside. Whatever stays inside and
Yes.
covered is like pregnancy. It finishes 9 months, and once it finishes 9 months, it will battle
Definitely.
something.
Wow.
So that is why they should actually talk and be in a position to handle it.
Wow. So, if you are suspecting, don't keep it to yourself. We are just simply, we are advised here on what to do. Go one-on-one to your partner. Iron out the issue out. Because if you still keep it, my friend, it might give back something that you may not like in future. So we have Frederick Morubi. Thank you for channeling and also for asking this question. Hey, is it fit for that
Tit
affair?
for tat.
Is it tit for tat? Oh,
Is it for that
is
affair
tit
game?
for tat affair game. And I want to believe that this question is asking when in relationship. Is it a fair game? Paul Molady, thank you for joining. I'm waiting for your question. Ask. We are channeling and giving you the answers concerning insecurity in relationship. Let's answer that question.
Frederick, please
Yes.
understand this. That in marriage you cannot live on a tit for tat.
That game is not allowed in relationship, sir.
That game, we cannot allow it in relationship.
Yeah.
In relationship, what you need is forgiveness. It is key.
Forgiveness.
It is key.
Forgiveness.
Very key.
So we cannot just say that, oh, thank you, Mary Donga from Nairobi. We welcome you. Thank you for joining. Irongo, thank you also for channeling.
This is Pastor Irongo.
Pastor Irongo, all the way from Kianjokoma. We recognize you, sir. We are still dealing with the issue of relationship. And we, sir, you have talked about the tit for tat. So you cannot say that my partner is seeing another person, so also me, I need to... you see, there is something that people always say, that watu wanasemanga usifikiria hata mimi sipendwi na mtu mwingine. So it should be avoided. That is what you are saying.
Yes.
So
you should definitely avoid and you should definitely forgive.
So the first key of hand is trust. Number 2, forgiveness. We need to forgive. Oh, past experience. How can these past wounds be treated? That's a person who is asking this question. How can we treat the wounds of the past? Mustana alikuacha. I have heard this, and I need to say this. There was one person in our press that he entered into a relationship, and he decided that he need to take the lady to the university. After doing all these things and everything, they had one daughter. After university, the lady went away, took the daughter, and this man is like he has lost all the finance and all those things. How can that be healed, sir?
That is a very serious wound, and sometimes it is not very easy to heal.
Yeah.
the wounds that we usually have.
Yes,
But
sir.
what I am saying is that every wound can be healed. A reason is because there is nothing that is usually permanent.
Yeah.
Everything we can be in a position to iron it out.
Yes.
Now, the way you can heal the wound in a relationship is definitely by talking it out.
Yes.
If you do not have a chance to talk it out, then what you need to do is to accept. You know, there is something that people don't do.
Yes.
They do not accept and they do not forgive.
Acceptance.
And do not leave, and you leave it completely. You
Acceptance.
move on. You
Forgiveness.
accept, you forgive,
Yes.
and you move on.
And you move on.
Yes,
I hear
that is
people
the
say
only.
that I can forgive, but I will not have anything with you.
You can forgive,
Yes.
and you know, even if you forgive, it doesn't mean that we keep on talking with
We
you.
move on with the
We
relationship.
can keep on moving with the relationship.
Yes.
We do not need to move on with the relationship. We can stop it. I forgive you. I forget everything, and I move on.
Wow.
That is something that it is good for us to do.
Wow, that is good. Thank you, Minor Samuel, for joining us. Keep and sending your question also. Frederick is saying thank you for answering. This is the place where we shall answer all your questions. There's another question that is coming here from Amon. He's saying that is insecurity a sign of love?
Yes, that one I will answer by looking at the signs
Signs.
of that show that there is insecurity.
So there are things that you see, and definitely you answer insecurity is coming.
Insecurity is there.
It is there already. It has landed.
Yeah, one of the things that is very, very important is what Ammon is talking about.
Yes.
And that is actually something that we call the sign, whether it's insecurity, a sign of love.
Sign of love.
Now, every time there is insecurity, there is an element of jealousy.
Jealousy.
And there is no love without jealousy.
Somebody should note that.
Yes.
There is no love
Without jealousy.
Thank you.
There must always be jealousy in love.
So if you are not feeling anything about your partner, working with another person and all those things, then love is somehow is not there.
It has waxed cold.
It has a proper. It needs some.
Rejuvenation and firing.
Oh my! So that to say that insecurity should be part of love.
Now, what we are saying
Yes.
is that jealousy.
This is becoming
Haven't
very
you
interesting.
read somewhere?
Yes.
Bwana Karani, haven't you read somewhere in the Bible
Yes.
that says God is love? You
Sure.
have read.
Yes, I have.
And haven't you read in the same Bible that our God is a jealous God?
We are.
So where
going
there is love,
Yes.
there is always jealousy. And therefore, to answer this particular person
Yes.
who is asking whether there is insecurity is a sign of love, yes.
It is a sign.
Yes, even those people that die in love triangles,
Yes.
those people have their mates. That is why they kill them.
Hey.
You cannot feel bad to that extent if you do not love somebody.
Wow.
That is why it is good. One sign that shows insecurity is jealousy.
Yes.
Another sign that shows insecurity is when you keep on questioning your
partner.
your partner's whereabouts.
Oh, where are you coming
Where,
from?
where are you now? There are some ladies who keep on calling phones right, left, and center.
So it is
Not
a sign-
because
not
of
because-
concern,
Yes.
but because of insecurity.
Repeat it. Not because of
Concern, but because of insecurity. You find
Insecurity.
somebody calling right, left, and center. After
Where
2
are you?
minutes, where are you? After 1 minute,
you
where are
coming?
you? But sometimes you realize, especially Christian ladies,
Yes.
sometimes it happens because you can sense that somebody is somewhere.
that is because of spiritual antenna.
Because of spiritual
It
antenna.
is telling you something is happening at your partner is.
So it is
perhaps
not
somewhere.
good to ignore that.
Okay.
So sometimes over questioning. Where did you go? Why in that hotel?
You did not tell me.
You
I'm
keep
not
on,
aware.
I'm not aware. Things like those ones can show insecurity.
Sign.
Yes. The
Of a
third
question,
sign
yes.
is actually spying. Have you realized
Spying.
you become a CID?
I have seen some programs
Yes.
whereby a lady sends another lady.
Yeah.
Tells you follow my husband.
Yes.
And take some photos.
Yes.
Tell me who he is with. And all those things. So it is spying.
It is called spying.
It is a sign.
It is a sign of insecurity.
I want to believe them that are in relationship
Yes.
are getting us sound and clear.
Very clear.
Understanding some of the signs
Yes.
of insecurity. Go on,
Yes.
sir.
And the fourth sign of insecurity is what we call controlling behaviors.
Controlling behavior.
Controlling behaviors. Like, have you ever had some ladies who tell their men, or their men who tell their ladies, now I want you to stop moving with so and so. Not because of anything bad,
Yes.
but just because they are feeling insecure.
I don't want you to move with a certain
This
lady.
person,
Yes.
I don't want this friendship.
Yes.
Get another friendship, and I want you to move with another person.
Yes.
Another sign is when you find somebody clinging.
Yes.
You cling to your spouse, you cling to the person you are relating to.
Yes.
Every time you are together,
Everywhere
please,
you are moving.
everywhere you move,
I
I will
thought-
move with you.
I just thought that is love. I just thought
Sometimes it is
love.
not love.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is
I
insecurity.
want to move with my wife everywhere I want.
Everywhere.
It is insecurity.
But also sometimes you realize in men
Yes.
who like praising their wives a lot and doing that in public,
Yes.
sometimes they have an issue. I will talk about that another time.
Thank you, sir. I will stop talking about my wife in public. Them that
No,
are
you
watching
should,
us,
but
them that
not
are
to a
watching
very
us,
keen.
We shall handle that. Yes, the man of God has said clearly that we need to handle that issue.
Yeah.
Another sign is what?
Another sign is pettiness.
Pettiness.
Pettiness, like you find something small. Somebody just said to somebody you are smart, and you overbloat, you overreact that particular sentiment.
Wow.
You think that why can you tell somebody you are smart and you have never told me for the last 2 weeks?
I have a friend.
Yes.
That friend told me one day that the wife dressed very well.
Yes.
In fact, that same day we met with the wife and I said to the wife, hey, you look very smart. Yeah, she is an elderly person than I am, so I called her mom, you are very smart. And then the next thing the lady did there and then turned to the husband. Says, others are telling me I'm very smart, and you did not tell me. What is that? So let's also handle this question. Stella and Jiro, thank you for tuning in and sending your question. The question is it good to avoid your partner's phone?
That is also another sign of insecurity.
Sign of insecurity. Story ya simu.
Yes.
Tuko hapo sasa.
There is a story that is saying that there is a certain man who went to the bathroom.
Yes.
And after going to the bathroom, he realized that he had left the phone
In the table room.
in the sitting
Oh
room.
my goodness.
He had to move out with the foam, with a lot of foam, so that he can come and correct.
Correct the phone.
Do you know there are some men, as we are talking right now, who go to the bathroom with their phones?
Men, are you listening to us?
It is very serious.
Phone.
Phone.
But can you clarify? About
Now-
the phone? I think phone is a personal.
That's-
is a personal gadget.
That simply means
Yes.
that even if it is a personal gadget, remember we have talked about trust.
Yes.
That simply means I should be in a position to let my wife see my phone
Seeing your phone.
and also accessing the contents.
Are you trying to say that you should not have password?
Those
and
passwords
patterns
and patterns and what, they are hiding a lot of trash.
Hey,
We need to tell you the truth, by the way.
them that are listening to us.
Yes.
If your phone has, hey,
Please, can you remove those things so that
For
we
your
can
partner.
believe you are faithful? It is very important.
for your partners.
Yes.
This is very serious.
Yes.
That phones have password, some of the patterns, even if you are home, you cannot be able to unlock the phone.
And let me tell you, we have gotten to that particular level.
So that there is where we are now.
That is where we are.
Uh-huh.
But I am actually telling people that it is very, very important that you also know that that particular issue of phones, it is a problem. The other issue is about also trying to access messages.
Yeah.
Messages,
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp,
Yes.
and Facebook Messenger.
You need to know who is there.
Who is there?
Yes.
Who is this friend that they keep on answering and commenting all the time?
Yes.
It is a sign of insecurity. And let me tell you, that one is something that we need to actually iron out.
Stella, I know you have heard about the phone.
Yes.
You need to allow.
Yes.
You need to allow
Yeah.
your partner to access the phone.
Yes.
So that you can build the aspect of trust. Yes.
Yes.
Another sign is what?
Another sign is avoiding confrontation.
Confrontation.
Yeah, if you realize somebody who is insecure will never want confrontation. So you come and ask, now let me tell you, why did you do the things that you did today? They will just say sorry even when they are not guilty.
Yes.
Reason is because they do not want to confront, because the other time they confronted and they ended up losing the person.
Yes.
And therefore they always like a place whereby there is no confrontation.
There is this, sir.
Yes.
Every time a person is asked about something, about who is so and so, I saw a certain message in, and then all of a sudden some anger aroused and all those. What can you call that?
Yeah, sometimes when you are questioned
Yes.
and you overreact, two things.
Number one.
Number one,
Yes.
it could be true.
Whatever
And
is being asked can
It
be
is
true.
true, and therefore you are causing confrontation so that you do not get questioned.
And men are fond of that.
Men are fond of that.
Men, you are listening.
They usually use force so that they can shun away questions,
Okay.
and which is very wrong.
Number two.
The number two thing is that could be it is a lie. So you are trying to over-defend yourself. So those are possible scenarios in case of that.
We are moving on very well.
Yes.
Frederick is also, some relationships are messed up by second party. Is it
Yes.
second party?
Yes.
Second party. Someone tells you that I saw her or him. I have first-hand information. Can these people be trusted? Are some of them genuine? So he is asking the so-called information. Somebody
No.
tells you niliona partner wako na mtu fulani.
Information, you need not to react before you verify
You must verify.
whether it is true or not.
Yes, sir.
Some people have actually gotten into that particular scenario just because of other people. And I have seen this as a scheme that is used too much in relationship, whereby some people actually do what? They send another party, they break your relationship, and once they break their relationship, they want to be in a relationship with the
With the other
person.
party, okay.
So it is simply happens like that.
So information should be verified.
Yes.
Thank you. How do you love an insecure partner? This is another question.
You love an insecure person by simply doing these things. How to deal with the insecurity.
Before we get to that.
Yes. You love that person
Yes.
by simply building trust.
You build trust.
Yes. And that is one way in which you deal with insecurity.
Yes, Sovi Victoria, thank you for joining us. If you have a question, tell it to us. How do you fix insecurities in a relationship?
That one we have already addressed, and we said that one is how to deal with insecurity. Number one is to improve trust levels.
Trust levels.
You improve trust levels.
Yes.
And you improve trust levels by doing small things that matter most.
Small things that matters.
Yes, there are some small things that keep on mattering most
That
in
is
life.
in the relationship.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
like you know, when somebody comes, you just give the phone. You just make them answer this message for me, so they can be in a position to see that you have nothing to hide in your phone.
Okay, I get
So
you, sir.
small things that really matter most. And the second way in which you can be able to do that is revealing the deep secrets of the past. You have to keep on revealing deep secrets.
Hey, you tell the deep secrets of the past.
Yes, be open.
So this happened to my life when I was doing one or two things. So I must say this.
Yes, but when you are saying that, you have to be very careful because it can make or break
It can make.
or
tells me
break
there's
that relationship.
Zero is telling us, thank you, man of God, because she is supporting your answer that you need to access your partner's phone. Yes, he says thank you. Frederick says thank you. Information should be verified.
Yes.
So there are some of the people we are helping.
Yes.
And because I see that time is not on our side, I want you to handle some of how you improve the trust. How do you improve the trust? We have talked about doing some small things that matters.
Yes, you can improve trust by simply making sure that you, number one, what I have said, do those retro things that matter most. That is one thing. Number two, it is by exposing yourself. You keep on exposing a lot of things regarding yourself. You are still building trust. Number three is by use of words. You keep on using good and kind words to the people.
Yes.
And by so doing, you'll be in a position to build trust on that particular person. So those are some of the things that I know you can be in a position to build the trust in a relationship.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, my viewer, I want to, by a way of conclusion, before we conclude, I want to thank you for being together with us, sending your question. I know we have not tackled everything. We still have next Sunday. We still have next Sunday to bring a well-packaged issue concerning this relationship. We shall keep on bringing to you this program because we want to learn from the man of God concerning relationship. We have tackled insecurity, and I know we still have. So what you can do, help us to share always. Like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Lena's Church Embo. I want to give the man of God a chance in 1 minute to say the concluding words.
What I will definitely say regarding my conclusion and concluding remarks is that every time we talk about relationship, it is very, very important that we become secure, because insecurity in relationship will bring more havoc than good. And that is why I kindly urge you that you become people that build trust in relationships so that our relationship can be secure. Otherwise, thank you, and I know we'll be able to talk much more regarding our relationships every Sunday from 2 p.m.
Thank you very much, sir, for your conclusive ones. We want to thank you once again for being together with us, being part of this broadcast. I know that our viewers have been encouraged. You have learned a lot about insecurity in relationship. I want to promise you, next Sunday, same time, in the same channel, tune, we shall be bringing more about this. And I want to inform you, still we have the upcoming program, that is Financial Insight with the man of God. You want to know about finances? Please, at 4, we will be on air bringing you another insightful and educative session. Until next time, may the Lord God bless you so much, and may your relationship be healthy in Jesus' name. Shalom, shalom.